Hey, this is Alex Albrand. Thanks for coming back to my channel. 97% of businesses fail after the first 10 years of being in business. The number one reason why they failed is due to a lack of money. They don't have enough cash in the bank. They have to go bankrupt. They have to foreclose. They have to shut down. They don't have enough money in the bank because they didn't focus on making money. They didn't focus on sales. How do I generate more revenue? How do I focus on the top line? Every issue, every problem, every challenge in your business can be solved by having money. If you have a lot of sales, but now your time is kind of strapped, you can hire people to help manage your customers. You can hire people to edit your videos. You can hire people to help you out even in your personal life to get your time back to focus on making more money and then to focus on running your business and being with your family. And so in this video, I'm going to share an example of a client of mine who had an amazing business. Everything was running really, really smoothly until it wasn't, because they didn't focus on how do they make money and how do they grow their sales. So this client, they had a cycling studio here in South Florida. It was an amazing studio. It looked really fancy. They put all their money and their time into the aesthetics, right? Their sign outside, the men's and women's locker rooms had marble on the floor. Everything was really fancy, but again, they put their time and focus on how do we look fancy, not on how do we make money to then fund this operation. And so I started working with them. They had no really clientele, no marketing, no sales. And again, aside from that, they had no focus on how to make money. They were focusing everything on, oh, we need to renovate the shower. We need to do this and that. And it's like, but you have 5 people in a class, you can fit 20. Let's focus on that, bring the money in, and then you can fund the operations. But their focus never got there, and eventually the money ran out. So not only could they not do the renovations, they couldn't even stay in business. They ended up going bankrupt. Now when you drive by their location, it's someone else's sign outside. And so what I learned from them early on in my career was that don't focus on your logo, the fancy stuff in your business. I have so many people tell me, oh, I need to do my LLC. I need a t-shirt. I need a coffee mug with my logo on it. I need all these different things. Then I can run a business. It's like you're not running a business by spending money on the aesthetics. My company, I did the logo for free. I set up my website for $5 a month. I focused on how do I make money, because that's what you need to run a business. If you make money, you can fund more marketing to get more clients. You can fund a video editor. You can fund people to help you run your business. But again, so many people, even people that seem like they know what they're doing, they're really focusing their efforts on how do I look like I'm successful. You know, those people in your personal life, they look like they have the fancy car, the fancy lifestyle, but you know they're going to go bankrupt. They should focus on how do I minimize my spending? How do I maximize my revenue? And same thing with your business. Stop focusing on the little minute things that aren't going to drive growth. Don't be a part of the 97% of people that they don't focus on the right thing in their business. Just like in my company, from day one, everything was focused on if I grow revenue, if I focus on making an impact, everything else is going to work out. And so that's always my main focus, and that should be yours as well in your business. Don't be like my other client. They're nice people, but they focused on the wrong things. Focus on how do I grow my business, make money, make an impact. Everything else from there falls into line. So as an action step from this video, I want you to look at your calendar and do an audit and figure out how much of your time are you really investing into marketing and sales for your business. And so how much of your time are you spending on getting interest in your products or services, getting leads, getting people to be interested in buying what you have to offer? And then how many of those people are really converting into actual customers? Focus on the time you're investing into that. And one recommendation I have is to spend at least the first 4 to 5 hours per day just on marketing and sales, because business happens, right? Life happens. Your schedule gets a little bit out of whack at times, but if you focus on 8 a.m. to even 12 p.m. every single day on how do I get interest, how do I get leads, how do I turn those leads into customers, no matter what happens with your day, you know you did the most productive thing you can with your time, which is focusing on how do I get sales to come in, how do I make money, and how do I stay in business, and of course, how do I grow my business long term. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.